Well, hey, it's Thursday morning. It's Thursday morning. Are we ready for another day of trading? Sure, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'm giving y'all time to come on in the room. Excuse me, come on in the room. We're starting up trying to get us onto my channel so I can make sure I can see the comments. Make sure I can see the comments. It's just me so far. 9 o'clock is our time on Tuesday and Thursday. I know that throws people off because Monday and Wednesday we're at 9:30. Yeah. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday we're at 9:30. And then Tuesday and Thursday we're at 9 o'clock. But we get it popping. Let's get it popping. Either way, let's get it popping. I'm going to share my screen. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday morning. I like Thursdays because it's my last teaching day of the week. Usually I have to prep and stuff for the following week, but I feel like I get to when I do. Let me change this. I want to be able to change this to this screen. Then we'll go back. There we go. Making sure I can see what there is to be seen. There we go. Puts me down in the corner. Looks great. Okay. This morning, the VIX is at 14.07. 14.07. Let's look real quick at what the market did yesterday. We must have had some news this morning that has caused a bit of a run over here. I'm not sure if y'all can see it, but over here, this is ES. I'll change it into a one screen. That way it can get bigger. This is ES futures, which basically not Eversource, the other ES. When you hit it real fast, the ES. There we go. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. There we go. This is a big pop that happened this morning with ES. The futures, those who trade futures, got a bit of a movement. Actually, futures been moving for a while. Yesterday, we had this popped right after the market closed. It's been a good little, actually the fourth. The fourth is today. The third was yesterday. Here we go. Popped right in here and ran on up and ran up a little bit more. It's been in the green ever since just before 1900 hours. It's been there ever since. This is ES, and this happened this morning. Something has happened. Must be some news that we've seen this morning. Okay, so that's what's happened. Let's go look at SPX real quick from yesterday so we can see what did it do yesterday. Looks like SPX opened yesterday at 51.96, just below 5,200. It popped above 5,200 again, where since we've been above 5,200 for a while, that is no longer like a psychological number. It did run up a bit all the way to 52.27, and then it pulled back pretty much for the rest of the day. Pulled back for the remainder of the day. It did have a long little sword pop. This was 3:15, and then it ran up some more. Maybe some indication of things to come. That power hour is interesting. It does seem to give us a little bit of insight into the subsequent day. A little bit of insight into the subsequent day. This is what yesterday did, though. This is the turn on yesterday, and now we've got a little bit of green going first thing in the morning. The VIX. Good morning, Karen. Hey, Adrian. The VIX is at 1404 this morning, down 0.29. I won't say if that's called down, but it's red. It's red 29 cents. It is red. While the Fed is wading into uncharted waters. History holds little guidance for a Fed weighing when to cut, given on the bumpy path to 2% inflation. Yeah, we're in places we've not been, and with people who weren't here. So it's a whole different situation. The stock market is not necessarily agreeing with what inflation and stuff looks like, and they're like, well, what do we do with these opposing indicators? The job market looks like it's strong, but then we got a bunch of job openings. So what are we doing? But we still got a bunch of unemployment claims, yet the job market seems to be strong. And then there's so many things that they're not. I feel like they're not saying, so that's not known to the public. Like the situation we're in with cars, the interest rate, the situation we're in with banks. They're not really talking about the number of banks that literally are closing and being absorbed by other banks. That's just not being discussed because it might make people nervous. Dow set for a rebound as rate cut nerves settle. Biden's new target on war junk fees, mortgage closing costs, weekly jobless claims increased more than expected. Again, people are saying, I'm unemployed. Give me my unemployment. Okay, so this morning, Dow futures are green 0.48%, S&P futures green 0.62%, NASDAQ futures green 0.86%, oil and 10-year bonds are red. Stock futures turn higher following third straight day of losses for the Dow. Okay, let's see what Asia has going. Asia is a 60-40 green, 60% green, 40% red. ASX, Nikkei, and the Kospi are all green. Hong Kong and Shanghai are red. Over in Europe, same thing, 60-40 green. DAX, FTSE, and Stock 600 are all green. The CAC and the FTSE MIB are red, but not much red. I mean, this is 0.09% down, which is down 7 points. And the FTSE MIB is a little bit more, it's down 40 points at 0.12% red. Our calendar for today includes Challenger job cuts year over year, which was 830 unemployment claims showed up. Unemployment claims, they thought it would be 213,000. It's actually 221,000, which is going up because is this every week or every month? I think it's every week. We thought this was going to be they would think it was like last week, they thought it was going to be 212 and ended up being 214. This week they projected 213, which basically was between the two of last week, the average of last week, and then it turned out to be 221. So, yeah. I won't talk about unemployment. I was going to go somewhere and I decided I'm not going. I'm not going down that rabbit hole, not this morning. But I feel like if you put in money for unemployment and you get unemployed, you ought to go file for unemployment. Period. If you put money into the system and then you now need to pull it, you need to go and get it. That doesn't mean that you live off of that. That means that you use it as something to tide you over while you're continuing to decide what's next for you. Okay? It's just a means of income while you decide what's next for you. Tech sector has been letting go of people like crazy. Yes, because the tech sector is trying to hang on to their pockets. Like we already struggling. Anytime when we were all in the midst of all this inflationary stuff, the tech sector has been getting hit hard. They're like, well, one of the ways we can reduce all of this is maybe to get rid of some people. Not the best move. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Jamie. Good morning, y'all. Natural gas storage is at 10:30. FOMC member Barkin will speak at 12:15. At 2 o'clock, Mester will speak, and 7:30 tonight when the market is closed, Kugler will speak. Yesterday, though, we did have Powell spoke at 12:10. I don't know if we saw much movement per se when he was speaking. So 12:10 would have been in here somewhere. We did see a green pop, but it just, it fizzled. It fizzled quickly. Fizzled out quickly. So yeah, that was yesterday. But today, and I think he was only like reporting, he was speaking at some particular thing at 12. He wasn't like giving one of his, usual things that we get once a month. He was just speaking somewhere. But the volatility is there just because he's speaking. Tomorrow we will have a few red things tomorrow. Average hourly earnings month over month, non-farm employment and unemployment rate will all show up tomorrow. FOMC member Barkin, Bowman, and consumer credit will also show up tomorrow. So we got some reds there. But for today, our reds for today are behind us. Now we just have to see how the market is going to respond to that. How is the market going to respond? Yesterday, S&P closed at 52.11. I think we talked about that already. Okay, let's move to the earnings that we had this morning. Nope, not you. I need you, baby. Okay. Somebody in William Weston, Lamb and Weston was this morning before the open. Conagra, Simply Good, Angiodynamics, Lindsay, RPM Coal Plant or Coal Plant, and Radius Recycling. We're all this morning. After the market closes, we're going to have Cura is going to present their earnings. And then Berna and Greenbrier will be tomorrow morning before the open. Very light earnings week. Not that we haven't had our share of volatility, but it wasn't because of earnings. Okay. Good morning, Tamar, and good morning, Janae. Happy Friday Eve. Yes. I always go into Friday with a long list of the stuff I want to get accomplished, and it doesn't seem like much of it gets accomplished. I'm doing better with my to-do list. My to-do list includes too many things. The to-do list is too long. Okay, here's what Adam said. Yesterday, SPX back tested 51.98 and 5,200. It's the major breakout zone from March 20 FOMC. I was looking for a rally from here to 52.37.39. We hit, and we've been exactly here all night. This is in Adam talks about the ES. SPX is what runs through the night futures. SPX runs just during the trading hours, but they move together. Okay, they move together. The plan: keep trailing your runners. 52.49, 52.53 to 57 are next up. 52.29, 52.12 are immediate supports. Ideally, 52.29 holds. We need 52.29 to hold. Let's look real quick and see where is, let me switch back over here to see where is ES right now. The ES gap between these two, the gap between SPX and the ES is 45. So at this point, ES is at 52.99. We take 45 off that, we're at 52.54. So according to this, we're already above the place where Adam was saying we need 52.29 to hold. 52.29 would have been down in here, which that dip again was bought, and it went on up from there. Okay, went on up from there. I want us to look at the watch list. I mentioned it yesterday, the PeakBot watch list, which is updated daily, right? So the PeakBot, I say it really fast, but you can see here it's PeakBot. Let me take myself off the screen so we don't block anything. I see that's getting blocked, and I don't want that. Okay. Okay, where'd you go? Come back here. It's in some weird format here. I don't like that. Okay, so I mentioned yesterday that we could look at the PeakBot watch list. Now, I am a seller's coach, so I want you to know I'm coming from the standpoint of a seller. Like when I share Adam's numbers, Adam is a options buyer. He usually trades futures, right? I am an option seller. So our bailiwick is like put credit spreads, call credit spreads, covered calls, and cash secure puts. So when we're looking for potential opportunities, we're looking for opportunities in the put credit spread, call credit spread area. Well, PeakBot is an automated trading system It's an algorithm, but it is tailored to sellers, which is people like us. Most people don't be checking for us sellers, but Peakbot does. Peakbot, woo woo, is checking for us. So on their watch list, you could always check their watch list, and it's updated throughout the day, right? You can look on here to see what are some. I kind of want to download it, but I don't know if I want because I can maneuver it better, I think, if I download it. Let me do that and see if I can get to it. There we go. It's going to show better on the screen if I can maneuver. Anyway, these are put credit spreads, and this top list is the ones that are of lower risk area. They talk about the JD.com, let's say the ticker. They also give you the put strike that the algorithm would pick for you. You don't have to pick this for yourself per se. Now, if you let Peakbot do it for you, which you can and should, Peakbot automated trading, it enters the trade for you. And then at the end of the week, if the trade is good, it lets it expire. If the trade is not going to be good, Peakbot will roll it to the next thing. Now, this is some good stuff, right? Because we want to be rolled. We don't want to be assigned if we don't have to be. So this is good stuff, right? So you can look at the lower risk area, see which ones of these stocks you like. The biggest thing I think is not biggest, but one of the really great things here is that the trend, it shows you the trend according to what the algorithm sees. The trend is bullish on these four stocks, Caesars, Intel, Baidu, and Kamiko. These are showing as trend neutral. Basically, they're not bearish or bullish, they're just kind of chilling. Intel, that sounds about right. Intel is just, I'm here, but I'm just chilling. And then you've got on Roku and PDD are showing Panduo are showing in a bearish trend, right? They're showing bearish. Then you can look at moderate risk. There's 5 stocks here that are moderate risk. These are bullish. You got one neutral, Newmont, one bearish, GameStop. Right, you got these TQQQ is on this bullish list. I was trading them. I need to go back to TQQQ. I miss you, buddy, because I was trading them every week. And then you've got some higher risk plays here. That one is these three are bullish, and these 2 are bearish. All right, Upstart, Marathon, Coinbase, Carvana are all high risk, but they're bullish. Bearish is Affirm and Upstart. The reason I'm bringing this up, though, is that you could look on this list at any point when you're saying, I'm looking for what to trade, You can look at this watch list on Peakbot at any moment and see which of these things interest you. And then go to a chart. Okay, I'm looking directly in the camera. Go to a chart and go ahead and chart it. Now, you can't just go with what the algorithm picks. Okay, the algorithm feels like 30 delta. Again, this is set 30 delta is the put strike, bought strike, the bought. So the sold strike of the put is 30 delta, and the bought strike of the put is 10 delta. It gives you a wider spread. You can choose for yourself. If you don't want if you don't want the spread that wide, then make it a 1 spread or 50 cent or whatever it is you're looking for. Okay. Like if you look here at JD.com, 27 is the sold strike and 26 is 26.5. This is going to be a 50 cent spread. Let me see if I can get us to JD.com. Well, the first thing we're going to look at is I'm going to do like I just told y'all to do, and we're going to look at a chart. We're going to look at the chart to see if 27 is actually a good strike that we like. See if it's a strike we like. Okay, I'm on the daily chart here. What is all that stuff I put on my chart? What's the lines? I don't know what I put there. I think it was VWAP. Okay, anyway. Looking at our strike, okay, so if I was looking at straight support on the daily, I would probably be more down here in the 26 and some change if I was looking there. But there's also something right in here, which 26.97, which would give me support for doing 27 as my sold leg. Okay, so then let's look at trade. We're looking for this Friday. We're looking for, I'm gonna go to a vertical. Oh, let's go straight here. 27 on the put side is a 50% probability out of the money. I'm not fond of that. Okay. Now wait till the market gets open, but I'm not fond of that at this point. Wait till the market opens and take a look. But these numbers right now, no. 50%, I don't go with 50%. Even though 50-50, but 73.06, so 26.5 would be like what we saw on the chart. Even 26.5 would be something that I would feel more comfortable with as a 73% probability out of the money. And if we went with 26.5, then that is paying $20. $20 is being paid. Yes, okay, $20 is being paid for a 50-cent spread. 50-cent spread, that is a 40% return on your $50. 40% return. You're going to put in the $50, but the broker is going to give you 20 of that back. So you're really only risking $30 because they gave you 20. That's actually not bad. And for this to be a lower risk trade, that's a really good premium return on that for JD.com. That's really pretty good. Let's see. What do we see here? Block Square seems to be struggling. What is they doing to Square? Let's look at, I like Taiwan to me. We can look at Square too. I don't know if anybody trades on Futu or Futu or C. The Gap is here. Gap and DoorDash. Dash was on our list. I think Dash was on our weekly list. Let's look at Square and Taiwan Semiconductors. And maybe what you're doing here is you're looking over on the watch list in order to get trade ideas. Yes, you can and should let Peakbot do the entering and stuff for you if you're signed up with Peakbot. If not, you should sign up. Secondly, you could always look at the watch list and still use it as a way to look for different trades that you might be interested in. Okay, I see support at 78.45, but I also see some at 80.52. 80.52. What were we looking at? Square? No, it had to be something else. Oh, I am looking at Square. Square has the sold put strike at 77. 77 down here, which is even below where I see. So let's go look at the trade. Nope, need single. Yep, 77. Oh, the price has changed. That's it. The price has dropped overnight. So I'm like, why is this line here when the current price says 79? It's because current price is really 77. So 77 as a 69% probability out of the money. Again, this is another one I'd watch. All these you should look at once the market opens. Make sure you check the option chain. Don't blindly just set it up. We, as sellers, we do not have to be into a trade at 9:30. Let the volatility settle down. Do you an assessment of what would be a good place, and then make your determination. All right. Probability out of the money on 77 would be 69%. You could even go one more. So we could do 75.76 if we wanted. 75.76 is paying $12, 12% return on your collateral. Peon, sounds good. If you were feeling a little more froggy, you could go with 76.77 and get $15. But I feel like for $3 more, you might as well be $1 more lower on the chain. Right? My thoughts, those are my thoughts. And then we said we're going to look at Taiwan Semiconductors, which here they've got 138 as the strike. Come on. Looking at single. 70% is about 141. So 140 or 141. I will go with 30. Delta actually is in here. But again, the market is closed right now. So these things will adjust once the market opens back up. But I would look at 139, 140 or 141 is the two I would look at. If you're going 139, 140, that's paying $23. 23% return on your $100 in 2 days, because between today, which, oh no, yeah, 2 days, because you're going to enter today and exit tomorrow. Perfect place for a seller is to be the day before, get at least 10% premiums and only have 1 day to leverage your capital. Yes, yes, this is good stuff, right? You definitely 1 day put your money out there. You don't have to worry about the PDT because you're going to enter today for exit tomorrow. You're not doing the same day kind of things. Um, this could be good. Let's see what else we see on the list. Anything else of interest? I didn't look at Royal Caribbean real good the other day. I think we might have. Did we look at it in the morning? I feel like we did. Tuesday we looked at Royal Caribbean. Shopify has showed up. Again, AMD. Let's look at Shopify and AMD. Anything else on here catches any eyes? Amazon popped yesterday. I had this same strike. I closed it yesterday, 177, 172.5. No, I had 177.5, 175. Took my $50 in. I closed it for $10 yesterday. What else I was going to look at? Shop and AMD, I said, I believe. Okay, let's look at Shop. We're doing good. We've got about 5 more minutes before the market opens. Let me go back. See what Shop had the strike of 76. It's a 53%. Doggy. So maybe 74. Let's go look at the chart first, though. I'd probably go with 74. I was looking at Shop. Let me get me a little. I would go with something that's not quite so close. But now that's going to, even that watch list is going to update once the market opens. Come on. There we go, Cletus. There's some support at 73, and there's some support at right here below this 75. Based on this touch, I'm pretty sure that's V. I wonder what is this line? I'm pretty sure it's VWAP. So 75.28 is 75. That's somewhere in there. And then you've got 73.69. You could take this down even as low as 72.63. I generally don't go with the wicks at the bottom, but people do, and that's fine. I think everybody has to. Some of these little smaller nuances for the charting works with the individual desires. Okay, so let's look 75 or 73. I'm going to go into trade. 75 is showing 64%. I probably would go with 73, 74 because I like to be at least 70% probability out of the money, right? Now you could go more. 65, 35 still would work as long as you are planning on, watching and closing when it gets a little closer, and make sure that you have to manage. So to me, I think you have to manage them a little bit more because 65%, even though it's only 5 more percent, it could be enough. One more point can make the difference between breached and a good trade. 73.74 is paying $16. That's a pretty good return. 16% return on $100 of collateral in 1 day. Yeah, we'll take it. That's Shopify. And this is the thing. If $16 is not sufficient for you and you really want to make 50, then do 3 contracts. 16 times 3 is what, 48? So now you got $48. Or do 4 contracts. Then you've got $64. So right, if you like a stock and you like the strikes you pick, but you want to pull more money off of them, do multiple contracts. Right? You don't have to, or you can do one, $16, do a couple different ones. That way you're not putting all the eggs in one basket. You could do one in, like Shopify is going to be in the e-commerce space. Maybe you do the Taiwan Semiconductors, which is in the semiconductor space. Then maybe you do DoorDash, which is in food, or do JD, which I think is banks. So that way you're spreading your love around. Right? You don't have to worry about if one thing goes by. Now, the bad thing about that is if you have 3 or 4 different things, then you need to be, mindful of 3 or 4 different things. Okay. The thing about selling is you just really need it to stay above or below your strike. In this case, we're talking about put credit spread. So it needs to be above your strike. All right. Let's look at the chart on AMD. No, the market's getting ready to open. AMD, I still see support at 172. It's up a little higher. You could go up to 170. That's a pretty big jump, pretty big gap there. I could see a support even in here. Yep, right in here. Okay. 177, 175. Let's go see what did AMD peak bot has 172.5 as the strike. Ding, 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 ding. From what I see on here, 177.5 is 80% probability out of the money. 177.5. So you switched over to vertical 177.5. You could pull in $32 for 250 collateral. That's over 10%, which that's what I always advise us to get, is to get at least 10%. At least 10% in your premium returns. If you can do 15 to 20 safely, then go for it. You can do 15 or 20 safely, then go for it. Let's see what we got going on. SPX on the chart. Let's go off of the daily and maybe go to the 5-minute chart. I need to be able to see this. There we are. All righty. Where did it go? Here it is. It's up there, 52.50 something. We opened, looks like at 52.44 was the open, and we're up and moving. This is the 5-minute chart that we're on. So that's what's going on with that. Okay. I'm going to swing back around to that here in a minute. I'll swing back around. One of the things that I wanted to mention, we've talked about it almost every day. Good morning, Patrick. Almost every day we've talked about this Start with the Chart. It's a free webinar. Start with the chart. I'm going to type out .com. That's where you go to do the webinar, right? It's basically talking about charting, because y'all just saw me go and look at the supports and resistance. Of course, we can put on trend lines. We can look at how candle patterns function. There's all kinds of things that you're going to look at inside of the chart, right? This is a free webinar. If charting is something you don't know much or anything about, go in there and check out the free webinar. Alrighty? Free. It's for the free. Now, it is going to ask you for your email address, but this is a good resource. All right. And people, free. What is that really? You're going to harass me after this? No, but I will send you emails periodically, but no harassment is coming as a result. Okay. We're going to start with the chart. The E2T membership is open. It is open. We are together. We have morning calls, which y'all see here. This part is free because we're on YouTube. We do weekly training calls, which happen on Wednesday or Thursday. And we also do monthly coaching calls, which is going to happen this coming Saturday. Another very good benefit about the membership is when you're in my membership, all the other things I do, which right now we're in the midst of 6 weeks of live trading for options 411 for newbies. So when you're in my membership, you automatically have access to those other things, all the other programs that I do. All right, you don't have to pay for every program along the way, because we got something happening up in here all the time, right? So if you're a member, you're privy and you get access to all of that all the time. And you get access to me. I'm there. I'm here all the time in our Telegram group. I'm available. Okay. That was a whole song. All righty. Let me share my screen one more time before we go back to the daily declaration. I talked to another teacher about my about the students learning their trig functions, and the other teacher told me that's the way it's going to be for the rest of the semester, so I should get used to it. That they're going to be confused on trig functions for a while, so just get used to it. Okay, I can do that. Alrighty, I can do that. I'm going to stop sharing. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. Okay, I think I'm ready to go to our trader's declaration. I declare I'm a great trader. I declare I'm a successful trader. I declare I'm a focused trader. I declare my wins exceed my losses. My accounts grow more and more each week. I'm a wise and knowledgeable trader. I always make smart and lucrative decisions for my portfolio. Yes, I declare I'm a level headed trader who does not trade my emotions. Lord, it's you who gives us the power to get wealth. You teach our hands to war with the purpose of establishing your kingdom. Help us today to trade wisely and strategically in order to fulfill this purpose. Give us more than enough so we can have what we need and enough to be a blessing to others. In Jesus' name, amen. 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 Okay. So I really want you all to go forward in this market carefully with diamond hands, as they say, strategically making your money's along the way. Okay, we're going to do two things in this community as we always do. We stay green and we get this money. I want you to have a great green day. All right, I will see you all in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye bye.